I can't stop thinking about. So we were just talking about Viva La Bam and Bam Margera when he would go slap the shit out of his dad when he was taking a dump on the toilet.
Welcome
And
to
now
fatherhood.
I'm thinking about what if Mark Grayson tried to do that to Nolan, aka Invincible, did that to Omni-Man. What would the fallout of that be?
He would freaking, just like them playing catch, he would slap him around the earth.
Yeah,
But he's stronger now. He's been working out.
no, you don't disrespect Omni-Man like that. You get a fucking chest cavity is what you get.
Dude, Omni-Man is just flexing all over people in this entire episode. He pulls up to this funeral, flying in formation with fighter jets. How do you flex harder than that?
That
See
is,
Batman do that shit, Mark.
it's a pretty big flex. Batman would just be like on the back of it with a battering, just like
Unconscious. Go, 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 go.
Yeah,
obviously.
what would he do?
You love.
Just hitting turbulence.
Oh God, there's too many clouds. These are cumulonimbus.
Omni-Man, though, to me is still like not even close. He is the most interesting portion of this show. Just his narcissism and psychopathy that's going on behind the scenes. He goes and delivers this. You know, I assume that if this was a real situation, that would be a very moving speech, talking about how he will protect the world and how he fought with the Guardians of the Globe. And then he goes home and won't even refer to him as his friends. Just like he shits all over Red Rush. Like,
I think his
the
wife
guy could
is
run
on.
fast. Who
His
gives
wife-
a shit?
Yeah,
His
let's go on
wife
a
is catching
picnic.
on.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's part of the job. Let's go out.
Red Rush's wife so that's Olga, and she's kind of in the comics, but I think that she might take the place of a certain character that's in the comics that befriends Mark's dad. So we'll see where that goes. I don't even know if they'll even lean on that. It's interesting. They've made some changes here and omitted some characters. So I'm kind of interested to see how far off that line they want to stray. Before we get further, though,
they took out some characters. They have like a million characters that they have with this episode, especially.
Trust me, there's a million more that they are. One very pivotal character. I can't discuss that any further without definitely spoiling it, so I won't. But before we get any further, did you guys notice that someone online pointed out that the title card for each individual episode gets bloodier with every episode, like the spatter that gets splashed onto when Invincible scrolls across the screen? I thought that was
going to be the
interesting.
final episode title
just be-
card. Just like blood just pooling down.
Well,
No, it'll be like in The Shining when the
pooling up.
elevators open and just tidal wave of blood.
Just
yeah,
Oh shit.
so much blood.
What about the uber creep Damien Darkblood? This demon who kind of speaks like he's an idiot, but clearly is not an idiot?
In this episode, we get that scene with Debbie where they're in the kitchen, right? And then he disappears when Omni-Man walks in, right? I'm not mixing them up. Yeah.
And he also appears at the funeral after Omni-Man speaks again. And Omni-Man tells him, like, get the fuck out of my face, pretty much. I don't understand, though. Like, why is Omni-Man so worried about this guy? Why doesn't he just tear him in half?
Yeah, I know.
Because that
thinking that
makes
too.
him more of a. They're
Suspect.
already investigating him, so he knows what he did. If this guy gets any closer, there's grounds to get him arrested, or the world can turn on him. It's a fun juxtaposition that he's in too, because he is a demon trying to find the truth, while this superhero great figure is just like lying, trying to keep the truth away from everybody else. It's kind of a cool dynamic.
So he's spying on the Graysons, and so is Cecil and the creepy government agency. So they're gonna cross paths there at some point, and shit's gonna get real fast. I don't get the intimidation factor of this character. I guess he's just kind of a pudgy demon looking guy who acts like he's Dick Tracy, but it's the modern day, so nobody gives a shit.
But he has weird senses that can pick up different. You got to think he's supernatural, so he has better sleuthing skills than most. I guess it gives that illusion.
He can't sneak up on anybody because everything freezes around him.
Good point.
It's kind of a cool effect, though. I like that little detail, that little touch. We soon find out that Rexplode is banging Duplicate and cheating on Adam Eve. So that was fun.
Was it a threesome?
It was like an eightsome. I don't know what you would call that, but Brick, what do you call that when you guys do that?
Gangbang.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say like Thursday.
Wait, hold on. Why can't I think of this right now? What happens to the duplicates? Like not the actual Kate. They don't disappear. Like they need to die, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
So
go ahead.
She will continue to live as long as there is one copy of her out there somewhere.
Okay.
So there is no real original Kate, because original Kate could have died a long time ago, technically.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're kind of like a hive mind where they all share a brain.
Does she merge with them if they don't die? Like, what happens to the ones left over?
I don't think that's ever come up. It doesn't seem like
she gets killed a lot.
Yeah,
she gets killed a lot.
Yeah, like what happens if she duplicates and the Kate continues to live? How do they get rid of the duplicate?
I don't think they do. I think that person just kind of hangs out.
I was gonna say, yeah. All right, well, we're done with our three-way.
Yeah, no, I can't have you living here.
Cheaper than having to pay for a cab, I guess. But
yeah, bullet.
That's horrible.
If I was Google Mark, I would have to kill the other marks. I'd be like, I cannot risk someone smashing my sandwich right now.
Yeah,
just have to murder any other mark.
You'd have the worst twin ever.
Wait, no. Mark is definitely already the evil twin for wherever his good twin is.
Of course, yeah. No, his good. He died in the womb because Mark took all of his fucking juice or whatever.
Speaking of, you see later in the episode, nice little Easter egg. Duplicate's brother, Multipol. He's in prison because he's a bad guy.
Multipol
sounds like a shitty ass liquor. Like Malort's fucking.
I was thinking more like Mad Dog, like something really, really cheap. But yeah, sure.
Like Pall Mall's cigarettes.
So in the comics, it's obviously their brother and sister. They are twins, but their family was cursed, and I don't really understand how this is a curse necessarily. If you can use it as a superpower or a supervillain power, I doesn't really seem like it. Seems like a pretty dope curse.
Yeah.
Right. Can we go back to Duplicate real quick though? Because the ones I think it was in episode 2 where they're fighting the aliens, and she's just like it like looks cool in the moment because she like duplicated and then like dodged, but then her duplicate got like murdered. So she just like dodged 10 times and 10 of herself, so she like got murdered. So she just funny to think about.
I kind of want to go back and watch that because I thought there was only one, like I thought there was only one Kate. Like the duplicates couldn't be the one Kate. So I always felt like the scenes, her duplicates were being killed. I don't think there was ever a scene where like you see Kate duplicate and then the original Kate was killed. I don't think there was a scene like that.
I don't think they directly address that. And the only thing I can tell you is that is how it is in the comics. So they could stray from that, but if they haven't addressed it, then I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it will be uncovered in the upcoming episodes.
Mm-hmm. If they don't address it, they probably won't address it in this one either. It's not really the most critical of points.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like it's like Steppenwolf's 7 fingers. Like you can't get it out of your brain, but nobody else gives a shit.
Are you saying that there's a niche for duplicates and theories that we should make our own duplicate podcast?
You go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you
I'm
do
just
that.
Gonna go
Smithers,
do
you can
literally
edit it. You can edit it and, and produce it and everything for free. And then
I don't think I want you on the show if that's okay, but
don't want
you have to be here though to listen to it the first time originally, and then
I didn't ask you. I was just telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Duplicate podcast.
So we get some hero fights, some monster fights. Monster Girl is my shit, by the way. In the comics, she's such a great. I mean, she's a great character in this. She's just like a foul-mouthed 25-year-old
Benjamin
in the
Button.
body of a little girl who turns into a giant monster and beats the fuck out of things.
And when she turns into a monster, she actually Benjamin Buttons herself down in terms of age, where she's like 25, but she looks like a 14-year-old.
Yeah. They're going to explore some more of that in the future, I think. And there's a pretty hefty storyline involved there. That I think it's pretty cool. It'd be cool if they took a look at that in the show.
I love how she was like, what I like about the show is besides the duplicate thing, whatever happens, there's always like a further discussion, you know, that you would think, for example, okay, for this girl, when she's talking to Robot and she brings up like how whenever she transforms into the monster or whatever, that she becomes younger. And then she was bringing up like how she can't go on dates because she's getting too young and things like that. And then Robot's like, yeah, no one's going to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Like, no one's going to risk that shit. But it's kind of interesting to see that dynamic and see like those conversations happen, you know, which probably wouldn't happen in like, you know, a Marvel or standard superhero show.
Yeah. But those
Just
conversations that happen in this show are much more real, I think,
Yeah.
than the dialogue we get in superhero comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the whole idea of Mark not understanding what his dad deals with, like when people die or even when they win. I think they do a good job of tying that all into the episode together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's get back to Duplicate.
Welcome to Duplicast.
Ooh, is there any name? Okay, we'll steer that. We'll
Yeah,
steal
yes,
it,
with
and
a
then
K,
we'll not
obviously.
be-
Man and producer and guy that edits our podcast.
Yeah, and then we'll cut off the credits because you guys don't like credits, so it'll just be me and Mark.
True. Brick, you're usually the guy that notices soundtracks. Have you picked up on anything? They put in some actual recognizable songs that I've heard before.
No, they have had some bangers. I can't think of them off the top of my head because I watched the episode 3 so long ago. But
This one had a song that I used to like, but I think it was in like the last Madden game, and it ruined the song for me. But it's still a good song. It's Rocket Fuel by DJ Shadow and De La Soul.
I feel like I've heard that one.
You
But
would
I-
know it if you heard it.
Yeah, once those things. But the score has been good. They've been chopping it up for damn sure.
Mark, did you notice the underwater welder reference?
No.
When his girlfriend or his potential girlfriend comes over to visit,
Amber.
he's having an argument with William, and William's saying like, you got to get rid of all this nerd shit. And he's like, no way, dude. It's cool to be nerd now. And some of the comics that he pulls out, obviously we've talked about Seance Dog in the past, aka Science Dog. And he also pulls out a copy of Underwater Welder, which is another Image book.
I actually have never heard of that Image book. Is that an older one?
A little bit, but I don't think it's that old. I actually assumed you would have heard of it, but that's okay.
I've never heard of it.
Okay.
I wanted to mention back up a little bit. We were on this topic, but Robot in conducting like the reassembling of the Guardians of the Globe team. I thought that was some of the better parts of this episode, you know, especially when Rex was getting the shit beat out of him by what's her name? Monster Girl?
Monster Girl, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. How did you guys feel about him actually being a part of the team? That was kind of unexpected, I think, but maybe expected because of Adam Eve or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming, just having read the comics.
Why do you think Robot made that decision?
Because he's secretly a spy and trying to disassemble the organization from the inside. Clearly, duh.
I guess I don't understand your question. Like, why did he do what?
Well, I don't
Rex
think
Lode sucks.
Yeah, I don't think
He gets-
Rex Lode is. I think there's a lot of people ahead of him, you know, that should be on the team. I feel like he made that decision for some other reason, not because of his abilities.
Because he got thwomped. And he just like a fucking Payless Gambit out there. Without the
A
staff.
much less cool Gambit. Yeah, he doesn't even have a cool Creole accent.
he just has like the worst costume, like red and yellow goof idiot.
How do you feel about Jason Mantzoukas as that? Because I love him and I love his voice and everything, but I feel like every time I have a hard time separating him from being this character. Like I just see
him,
his face.
I see him as Rex Blood,
Yeah,
and I'm here for it. I don't mind because he could be a crazy,
distracting though,
douchey goofball.
Yeah, I think the rest of the team they put together to replace the original Guardians is kind of meh, throwaway, lame stuff. We'll see if they explore any of their backgrounds a little more, but I would be fine if they didn't.
How deep do they go in the comics?
Yeah, well, you get Black Samson, who we talked about in our other Falcon Winter Soldier episode. It's basically like a black guy with superpowers. You call him Black whatever. So a little redundant there. Unfortunate, but they stuck with it. So, I don't know. Moving on, we get somebody breaking the Mauler twins out of prison. So we saw them in episode 1. They were actually the opening scene, trying to break into the White House, and the Guardians of the Globe showed up. So someone is aiding them, and they make it seem as though it's Robot.
Wasn't that episode 2?
No, I don't think it was. But if it was, it leads up to the Mauler twins getting out now, and one of them getting completely fried. But it doesn't really matter. They always just clone themselves and then argue about who the original is, anyways. Even though none of them are the original, and whatever. But the more interesting part is like, why would Robot be helping them out?
Good question.
I don't know. Just tell us what happens in this whole series, Smithers, because you probably know.
I'm trying to get you guys to talk about it because I already know what happens.
Right.
Why would you want the Mauler twins to get out?
So what you do is one of them is taking a dump and the other one comes in like Bam Margera, just starts slapping the shit out of him.
Well, didn't we talk about
who
is the and I think I said Guardians of the Globe. That's not the team. The team is the teen team, right?
Team. That he was trying to assemble. That's probably what you had me confused about. Yeah, I think he just pulled Rex on because he worked with him before.
Oh, no, wait,
they're the new Guardians.
No, they are assembling the new Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But they were the teen team before.
Yes. Okay. But anyways, who was the guy in the original Guardians of the Globe who they take his head because he can regenerate or whatever?
Immortal.
I think the Mauler twins, or the singular Mauler right now, will have a big impact on that for some reason. I don't know yet.
Interesting.
I like it that he wants.
I haven't thought it through that much.
Yeah, clearly. But I like where your head's at though. If Mauler comes in because he escaped and killed the one previous attachment to the Guardians of the Galaxy, that at least won't waver anything in terms of the robot's leadership.
Because they obviously have like an in-depth science-based background where, the reason they're the Mauler twins is because they clone each other all the time. So they have to know a bunch of shit. So that's kind of why I'm thinking they know something that's going to play into Omni-Man potentially getting caught with what he did.
I don't know. All I know is that we need to get caught up on this review before Friday so we can actually watch the new episode and do that immediately, because then it'll be fresh in everybody's mind and we can have some more ridiculous, crazy theories.
We could probably do episode 4 tomorrow, to be honest.
You will see. Brick, I know you're leaving for Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your replacement for Italy?
Nothing can replace Italy. But we'll see. We'll see when I get back. I'll be all Hawaii guy. Aloha.
We'll see. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Actually, hang on. This would be a bonus episode only. Do you guys know that show or that movie, What About Bob, with Bill Murray?
Yeah.
I got a shirt.
Okay. Thanks for watching our Invincible episode where Brick talks about his What About Bob shirt.
Don't hassle me. I'm local.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. That is
we need
the
to end
worst
the stream
shirt.
right now. Thanks for watching. We promise we'll be caught up on these soon.
Don't hassle me. I'm local. Clearly the whitest guy ever. I got one for Krisky too, and I'm meeting him out there. We're
People
gonna
are
be wearing
tomato you
matching.
on the street.
Don't hassle me. I'm local shirts.
This guy. I hope you get lost there.
We didn't talk about